Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first match of the UGA Draft League, the largest draft league for Pokemon in the world. This week was my very first week in the tournament, and my opponent is against the Triple Threat Torchics, coached by Izzy. Actually, I was supposed to be doing this video as not a match review, but as a live, like playing it live and recording the match, but unfortunately, my OBS was not working at all. Like, it just would not even connect to my Switch. So instead, we're going to be doing a match review, and I'm going to be going through my match and looking through and talking about the plays and basically reflecting on the match in hindsight. And yeah, we're just going to go through it. But first, I want to give a big thank you to my opponent, Izzy, not only for battling me, but I wouldn't be making this video if it wasn't for her. As you can see, this is her layout. She's the Triple Threat Torchics. And without her sending me her footage, I wouldn't have a video on this match. So thank you so much for that. And let's just get into it. All right. Okay, so here's our team preview. This is the team that I brought against Izzy this week. I've got Chandelure, Galarian Rapidash, Talonflame, Dracovish, Rillaboom, and Luxray. So the basic idea behind these Pokemon was mainly, one of the big things was Galarian Rapidash, because I know that she's got Kangaskhan and Indeedee on her team, which is a really powerful core. And I know that with my Galarian Rapidash, I can completely shut it down because the moves it gets, the moves that I put on it were Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Trick Room, and Protect. So basically, not Protect, Imprison. So my thinking was, if I could get Alakazam and Indeedee out at the same time that I have my Galarian Rapidash, which also has Psychic Seed to boost its defenses against the pair, and I use Imprison, I can just shut down her team immediately. So that's one thing that I had in mind for Galarian Rapidash. And then Rillaboom I felt was going to be really important in this match because it can use Max Quake, and as you can see here, other Pokemon on her team were like Mantine and Alcremie, which she didn't bring. Those two. Pretty much everything on her team was specially. They usually used their special attack to attack, and so just Silvally and Kangaskhan on her team are physical attackers. I expected her to bring like one, but she actually brought both. But basically, when I was building my team against her, I was thinking a lot of special defense. I put special defense investment as far as EVs into Rapidash and a good amount into Rillaboom, which I also made Assault Vest. I knew Rillaboom would be a key player because it can use Max Quake to raise both my partners and its own special defense. So if I've got special defense EVs, I've got Assault Vest on it, and then if I can use a few Max Quakes and raise my special defense, Rillaboom's going to be really hard for her to take out in the right scenarios. So I have that. And then I also brought Talonflame in order to deal with things like her Butterfree, to stop maybe her Tailwind from going up at times, and to get my own Tailwind up that pairs with Dracovish that helps Rillaboom do better. Talonflame is just really, it kind of glues the team together. Luxray was to further capitalize on her weakness, which was her team is mainly a special attacking team. So I could I put Snarl on my Luxray in order to lower her damage output further when needed. But the other thing was, it's also there to lower the damage output of her physical attackers. So even though I put most of my EVs into special defense, and didn't really focus on defense that much, Luxray can still cover for that with Intimidate. And although I didn't know what type of Kangaskhan she'd be bringing, if it was Scrappy or I forget the other abilities, but Scrappy actually blocks Intimidate, but against Silvally, the Intimidate would be pretty good. And I didn't know what kind of Kangaskhan she'd be using. So yeah, Luxray was there for that as well. And then kind of really, I didn't plan on bringing Chandelure that much, but I thought if what she brought, if what she brought, Trick Room would be pretty good against her team, maybe I would use it. But you'll see in the matches, well, okay, spoiler alert, I don't use it at all. But it did. If by the way, go watch her video after you watch mine. I'll link it in the description or the comments or wherever. You'll find it if you look down below. But definitely watch her side of the match. She has a lot of good insight on her moves and things that I probably could have done better. But yeah, I don't end up using Chandelure at all. But it did throw her off a little bit, which was the main intention of bringing it. So yeah, I think that's enough explaining of the team. And let's just get right into the match now. Okay. It's my trainer card. It's really hard to tell who I'm cosplaying as. Yeah, and sorry there's no in-game audio. I have to... she's commentating over this, so I had to turn it off. Okay, so every time... when I was planning to go into this match, every time I was going to bring, I was going to lead Rillaboom and Rapidash first, just in case she led Alakazam and Indeedee to start. And then my plan was always to switch it into either Dracovish or Rillaboom, or not Rillaboom, or Luxray, if they didn't. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing here. Yeah, and I wanted to save Rapidash for the back, just in case in the back she did have the Alakazam and Indeedee. I could save it for later. Yeah. And the fact is she can't, if she wants to sleep powder, she can't sleep powder my Rillaboom, so she has to attack the whatever switching in for Rapidash here if she's going for sleep powder. I will admit I kind of forgot that Butterfree got Tailwind, so that was the first mistake of this match, was not remembering. Like when I was doing my research, I saw that she had the ability to use Tailwind with Butterfree, but then I kind of forgot about it during the match. So yeah, she gets Tailwind up for free here basically because I don't have Fake Out on my Rillaboom. That's because I wanted Max Knuckle to fight Kangaskhan, and to raise my attack when I needed to. I wanted Max Quake, obviously, to increase my special defense. And then I wanted Knockoff to deal with her psychic types, her psychic type duo. I was really... Yeah, I accounted a lot for that. And as you can see, that Fake Out does a ton of damage to my Luxray. That's because partly because she's got Silk Scarf on her Kangaskhan, and partly because I have a defense lowering nature on my Luxray. So she gets Tailwind up. I went for Max Quake to try to raise my special defense, which will come in handy later. And I was thinking I could probably, like, Max Quake did half damage to Kangaskhan, right? So I can probably just do it again. I was thinking she probably doesn't Dynamax it at half health. Yeah, that was my thinking. As you can see, I was wrong. She actually does go for the Dynamax here. And so I don't actually end up KOing Kangaskhan. And because I don't have any HP investment on my Rillaboom, and I also don't have any defense investment. So this Kangaskhan, when Max is going to do a pretty hefty amount to my Rillaboom, well, even outside of Dynamax, because it has double edge too. But as you can see, she's weighing her options here. But in the end, she goes for that Max Strike and Air Slash. So thankfully, even though the Air Slash is super effective against my Rillaboom, it's not going to be doing that much because of, as I said, all my special investment. I accounted for things like Air Slash or Pollen Puff from the Butterfree, but the damage from the Dynamax Kangaskhan definitely is something I have to worry about. What I should have done just to be safe, like just to account for the Dynamax, was Max Knuckle into, yeah, so it doesn't do half, but still a sizable amount of damage. I should have Max Knuckled that Kangaskhan, instead of I max quick against here because I wanted to get another special defense boost, but yeah, definitely should have covered the Dynamax option by using Max Knuckle instead. Even then, I don't know if that would have KO'd. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would have KO'd, but you always got to account for different options. All right, so I KO Butterfree with Wild Charge, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about Sleep Powder anymore. And I have Citrus Berry on my Luxray, so when I use Wild Charge or get below half, then I can heal back up with that. And plus Grassy Terrain, I actually heal quite a bit, which is nice. And so next, she's going to... I've watched this footage a few times already, so I remember the battle. But she's sending in Indeedee here, which is kind of, in the long run, a problem for me because she gets rid of Grassy Terrain, and that basically takes away my priority move in Grassy Glide, because otherwise I'd have to switch out, and I definitely don't want to be doing that after getting all these boosts from my max moves. So here's where I make a pretty big misplay. The biggest one of the biggest misplays of the match is actually not targeting the Kangaskhan. It was really like all I had to do. So she has Indeedee in the back, which is basically saying that she does in fact have Alakazam as well. So really, the smartest thing to do here would have been to take out the Kangaskhan with Max Knuckle. So that I can just send in what I was talking about before, Galarian Rapidash in prison. Then their attacking moves are all gone, and I win the game. Like, done deal. But instead, I max Darkness because I was thinking, okay, I'll superpower with Luxray onto the Kangaskhan, take it out, and then max Darkness the Indeedee, take that out as well. Backfires because I forgot that they had Tailwind up. I'm not faster than the Kangaskhan. They KO my Luxray. I honestly wasn't sure if they were going to target my Luxray or not with their Kangaskhan, but yeah. So now both of them are still alive, and I'm I really not accounting for Tailwind really had me in a corner here, but I'm thinking send in Dracovish. I should be faster than their Kangaskhan at least their Kangaskhan, and then I'll be able to win from there. Which is another mistake that I made. Because I realized, I didn't realize at the time, but I think I remembered at that point that Tailwind is up because of my speed order of the last turn. But I for some reason I thought max speed Scarf Dracovish would still outspeed this Kangaskhan, because I'm like, Kangaskhan's not that fast. It's like middling speed. It was still faster. Now my Rillaboom speed is lowered, and all I have is Galarian Rapidash and low HP Rillaboom at the end. That was another mistake. I keep not targeting the Kangaskhan. I needed to target the Kangaskhan because if I had just gotten to a position where Alakazam and Indeedee were both against Rapidash, I would have easily won. I could have easily done it. Like, I just needed to play in that position, and I had so many opportunities to, and I just kept not taking it. I just wouldn't do it. So that right there was a pretty big mistake. Now they're out of Dynamax. That's good news for me, but I'm kind of backed into a corner because we both have only 2 Pokemon left, and but I've kept Kangaskhan alive, which means they can actually easily KO Rapidash. And my thinking here was imprison to shut down Alakazam, and then I would KO Kangaskhan with Rillaboom, which again doesn't work because my speed was lowered on my Rillaboom. So she goes for Dazzling Gleam to get damage on Rapidash, and I imprison. And again, I don't really know why, but I just kept making really bad plays here. Yeah. What I should have done there, easily, Expanding Force I had Expanding Force on my Rapidash. If I had just Expanding Force, you can see after a Double Edge, it only has 12 HP. So, and I was fat. I guess I forgot that I was faster than the Kangaskhan because their Tailwind is up. All I had to do was Expanding Force and then knock off the Alakazam, and I would have had an easy win. Easy win. So, I keep saying it, there were so many different plays I could have made to bring me to an endgame where I could have won easily, and I just kept not doing it. And yeah, so I made a few mistakes in this first match. So there's really I KO'd the Alakazam with Superpower, but pretty much there's no way for me to win this game because all they have to do is Expanding Force into my Rillaboom, and even with Assault Vest and all my bulkiness, I'm at red HP, right? Expanding Force and they win. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? Was that a Dazzling Gleam? Is that it? Oh, wow, I survived. Okay, Knockoff won't KO, though, because I used Superpower early. Okay. Okay, so what just happened? What just happened was, and I feel really bad, Izzy got clicked a little too fast. A guaranteed, so she can't see it from her side of the battle, but my Rillaboom was at 4 HP. So, if she had just used Expanding Force, she would get same type of attack bonus plus terrain bonus. I would not be living that on any day of the week. But she accidentally clicked Dazzling Gleam, and yeah, unfortunately, that cost her the game. And I don't know. I won the match. I played terribly, really. Like, this match was not good. There were so many things I could have done better in this match. I ended up winning anyway. That's just how it was. The only thing I can say is, like, if I had just Expanding Force instead of Imprison, I could have won. That's still a misplay from me, so that's not like, you know, it's not like that was just me playing poorly. So it's not like I deserve the win because I like didn't pick the correct move myself. But the second thing is, like, this first game, that first lead with Rillaboom Rapidash, I was really uncertain if it was going to work because I didn't know if she's going to lead Indeedee Alakazam, and I'm thinking, okay, after I show it the first game and I have Imprison, she's probably not going to bring it the second game. So I was feeling much more comfortable with the second game than the first game, even before these battles started. That was the plan I had anyway, because I knew what I was going to lead the second time, which was different than the first one. Basically, what I'm saying is I was more confident for the second game. So I felt like game one was more of a test match. But yeah, that was just unfortunate that she chose the wrong move. So yeah, we go on to game two with a win. Whether I deserved it or not, probably not, but we won. Okay, so now for game two, my plan was largely the same, except I wanted to use, I wanted to lead Rillaboom and Talonflame this time instead of Rapidash. So drop Rapidash and then have the same two Pokemon in the back, Dracovish and Luxray. The reason for this is that I can Brave Bird turn one, take out Butterfree, and then maybe try to get Tailwind up in the future. That will help a lot with the match. So, like, if she doesn't lead Butterfree, then I can just get Tailwind up for free. If she does, then I can stop her Tailwind from going up, and then my speeds are just naturally higher than hers. And then it should be easy to win from then on. Like I was saying earlier, I just feel a lot more comfortable with the Talonflame Rillaboom lead, but I at least wanted to give Rapidash a shot, and it could have worked. It could have easily worked if I had just KO'd the Kangaskhan and got her into a position where it was just Alakazam and Indeedee. I just didn't do it. I was not thinking right then for some reason. I don't know. But for this game, I thought, okay, I have game one. that I narrowly won, and I was just like, I'm not gonna just, give up. Like, I'm gonna play my best in this second game, and I believe that's what I did. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so there's my lead, Rillaboom, Talonflame. And then she leads this time with Silvally and Butterfree. So we both change up our leads. Instead of Kangaskhan, she's got Silvally. And immediately I knew what to do because I could tell, like, I thought it was a flying type Silvally from the blue, but it's actually ice. But either way, I knew that, like, her Silvally would be typed specifically to target down my Rillaboom. So I knew my turn here, my turn one play here was just going to be priority Brave Bird, take out Butterfree, and then switch Rillaboom into Luxray so that I can lower its attack with Intimidate. I didn't want to like match Tailwinds because that would be a waste of a turn, and I didn't want to take any like if I had the opportunity to KO her Pokemon immediately, I'm gonna take it. So the Intimidate comes in, and something really good that happens here is that Izzy actually Dynamaxes her Silvally, which is really good for me because that means like once you're Dynamaxing, you're pretty much not going to switch out because like you only get 3 turns of Dynamax, right? So you're not going to waste 1 or 2 of your turns and not use your Dynamax to your fullest. I knew that I could milk this. With switching out Intimidates, I could basically render her Dynamax Pokemon useless, and then I could ignore Silvally for the rest of the game while it basically was no threat to me because its damage output is significantly lowered with each Intimidate. So right now we only have 1, and she used Max Hailstorm, which showed me that it was actually ice and not flying, as I originally thought. If it was flying, that would have been even better because, well, she would get a speed boost, but Luxray would take less damage. Either way, I eat my citrus berry, so it's not that big of a deal. So turn 1 pretty much went exactly the way I wanted it to. KO Butterfree, get in Luxray. Now, here's where I don't know if I want to spoil it. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything yet, but this is a mistake on my part this turn, not because I played incorrectly, but because I didn't give Talonflame the right moves. My 4th move was Taunt on Talonflame, which really, I don't know. I'm used to using like Talonflame on ladder with Taunt, so I didn't really think of it. But if I knew she was doubling into Dracovish this turn, or not Dracovish, Talonflame. So basically my thought was bring in Dracovish for Luxray, because I know they're not going to be hitting Dracovish, and then Tailwind with Talonflame, but I knew that they were going to be faking out and then max striking or max Hailstorm my Talonflame. So what I was saying earlier is my mistake was in the building part of it and not giving it protect over Taunt. If I had protect, fake out would do nothing, and with -1 attack, a max strike or max Hailstorm is not doing much to Talonflame. So in hindsight, I should have had protect on the Talonflame, but thinking about it now, it might not be too bad because it allowed me to bring in another Pokemon, which you will find out what that is. But yeah, protect probably would have been better here, and I just didn't put it on my Talonflame, which is unfortunate. But so I withdraw Luxray, bring in Dracovish. I know that they don't want me to get Tailwind up, that's why she wants to double target my Talonflame. So they go for Strike and lowers my Dracovish speed at the same time, which may seem like it's a good thing for her, but I had a plan, which was actually not to bring in Luxray now, as her thought process was. But to bring in Rillaboom, then switch in Luxray so that I can, at the same time, get rid of Dracovich's speed and then lower Silvali's attack once more so that its damage output is basically just crippled. And I've already gotten rid of her Butterfree. So all I have to do now is Gigantamax my Rillaboom, take out her Kangaskhan, and then her Silvally is stuck at -2 for the rest of the game. So that was the plan. And I was unsure, though, if Max Knuckle was going to KO the Kangaskhan. So withdraw Dragovich, bring in my Luxray. But as you can see here, something is about to happen that will help with that. Oh yeah, so Scrappy doesn't lower the Kangaskhan's attack again like we saw in the first game, but that was not the target of the Intimidate because I was going to knock it out this turn anyway. But yeah, here, I just knew in this game that Gigantamax Rillaboom was going to be very, very helpful, very strong. So she goes for Max Strike. And that's how much damage it does. That is the power of Intimidate. Yeah, it's not a lot. My speed is lowered now, but it doesn't. Double Edge does a ton. But see, probably thanks to Double Edge, I'm max attack, not adamant, but max attack on my Rillaboom. So I don't know if that would have KO'd otherwise, but probably thanks to Double Edge recoil, I actually get the KO onto her Kangaskhan, which is really nice. That's exactly the position I wanted to be in, because now she's out of Dynamax. I still have 2 turns left. This is my first turn of Dynamax. She's out of Dynamax. Her Silvally is essentially crippled. And then whatever her last Pokemon is, I have a really easy way to make sure that it doesn't do any damage at all this turn. And that is, I see that it's Duraludon. So the easy thing for me to do is to just Max Quake with Rillaboom, and then use Snarl with Luxray. So now they're both at -2 with their main attacking stats. With Max Quake, I actually decide not to target Duraludon. The reason being I wanted to get damage on Silvally because I knew that Luxray could just KO it with Superpower. Maybe I should have just Superpowered turn 1. Or this turn. I think that may have just KO'd the Duraludon, but I kind of wanted to just... Yeah, but I kind of wanted to just have her like not being able to do any damage, and I thought that was funny, but she missed the Draco Meteor anyway, so yeah, it's not like it mattered that much. But the Snarl will help to get some damage on it, and then I can guarantee a Superpower KO the next turn, especially with that critical hit. Yeah. So now I'm pretty much in a position where they will do no damage at all, and I'm planning on trying to KO both for Pokemon at once in this next turn to finish up the game. But we'll see how it goes. Healing up. Honestly, with terrain and weather at the same time, each turn takes a while to go through. So she just keeps trying to parting shot me. It's not really doing much. I'm not worried about not doing damage because she's doing way less than me on any occasion. But I know that right now I'm on grassy terrain. And she's under half health with her Silvally. So I'm pretty certain that so she goes for parting shot again. So I actually increased my attack with Max Knuckle earlier. So I'm only at -1 right now. Draco Meteor, how much does it do? Not that much. For a Draco Meteor, not that much. And Luxray is not that bulky. So G-Max Drum Solo, -1 on grassy terrain, 160 power, goodbye Silvally. And now I am sealing the deal with Superpower on my Luxray. It KOs, and I win game 2 with a 3-0 victory. So, yeah, I had a plan, and there were plays that I could make that would make make this game. Oh, sorry. There were plays that I can make that would make these games really easy for me to win. Just the problem was, I don't know. I was trying to freeze frame it, but in game 1, I just wasn't taking them, and I wasn't playing to the best of my abilities. So once game 2 came around, I was like, okay, I don't want to go to game 3 because the first game was really close. I just need to tie it up here. I got lucky in the first one, so I got to capitalize on it. When I was able to play really well, she only got to KO one of my Pokemon, which that's a good thing. That's really good. And so yeah, overall, week 1 went pretty well. I just wish I had played a little bit better in the first match, so I might feel more deserving of this win. But yeah, overall, I feel pretty good. And then next week, because we're gonna have a battle on UGA each week. Next week, I have a battle against the Hatterene Vibe Checkers, which, if you didn't watch my tier list video, I ranked as an S tier team, and in my opinion is probably the best team in the entire Hoenn Division League section. So yeah, I have to watch out for that. I don't know how good of a player the coach of the Hatterene Vibe Checkers is, but if you draft a team that good, like you probably know what you're doing. So I feel like it's already the second one, but I feel like out of any of the matches that I'm going to have, this is going to be the hardest one. So make sure to come back next week and see the video on that. And thanks again to Izzy for providing me this footage. I would not have had a video for this otherwise. Thank you so much, and make sure to watch her side of the video, and that will be, you'll want to see it. Her reactions are funny. So thanks again for watching. Consider subscribing if you want to. I have a few more videos planned for this week, I think. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.